Hello and welcome to CKE 10,001's gaming channel. In this video we'll be looking at my Prisma Illya Phantasm deck profile. So we'll look at the level zeros first, running 4 copies of this Miyu. It has 2 effects. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, if your opponent's waiting room has 3 or more climaxes, rest this card, so it's a downside. And then the other effect is at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you may move this card to an empty slot in the front row with an opponent's character facing it, so it runs to fight. So, running 4 copies of this. Try to focus on that a bit. There you go. And I'm running 4 copies of the Kuro, which is, I believe it has when this card is essentially Ricky. When this card is placed on stage for hand, you can pay 1, take a hit. If you do, search your deck for a character that's level 1 or lower. Show it to your opponent at your hand. It also has I guess the first effect. If this card is on stage, this card gains the weapon trait. And as experience, when this card attacks, if the sum of the levels of the cards in your level zone is 2 or higher, choose one of your characters, and for the turn that character gets plus 1,000 power. So that's 4 copies of that. Then I'm running 3 copies of the Brainstormer Illya. At the beginning of your climax phase, choose one of your characters, and during this turn it gets plus 500 power and a brainstorm. And for each climax revealed, search deck for a what is that? Double checking. Phantasm or magic character, and add it to your hand. Then rank 3 copies of this Rin. If your hand has 5 or more cards, this card gets plus 1 level and 1500 power, and it gains the following ability: the character facing this card cannot side attack, and at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you may move this card to an empty slot at the front row of a opponent's character facing this card, so it runs to fight. Then I'm running 3 one-ofs. I'm running 1 copy of this Kuro. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can discard a climax. If you do, you can choose a magic character from your waiting room and return it to your hand. And then I'm running 1 copy of this Kuro, which is all your characters in front of this card gets plus 500 power, and it has a spammable brainstorm. For each climax reveal, you can choose a magic character from your waiting room, return your hand, and discard a card. And then I'm running 1 copy of the Senji. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, it's a climax swapper, and when this card becomes reversed, this card's battle point is level 0 or lower. You may put this opponent's character into their clock and put the target card in their clock. It's basically a clock bomber and a climax swapper. Then I'm running 4 copies of the Winter Moments Illya, essentially. Experience: when this card is placed on stage from your hand, if the total level of cards in your level is 2 or higher, you can discard a card. If you do, look up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 magic character from among them, reveal it to your opponent, add it to your hand. Then I'm running 4 copies of the level 1 Miyu combo. During your turn, this card gets plus 1,000 power, and climax combo experience: when this card attacks, if you have the gate climax in your climax slot and the total level of cards in your level slot is 2 or higher, you can discard a card. If you do, look up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 3 phantasm or magic characters from among them, and add them to your hand. So essentially you can super plus with this if there's no events or climaxes. I'm running 1 copy of this card. During your turn, if the levels in your level slot is 2 or higher, this card gets plus 3,000 power and gains the following ability: when this card attacks, if the character facing this card is level 2 or higher during this turn, this card gets plus 6,000 power. And when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can rest one of your Phantasm characters. If you did, choose 1 card in your level slot and 1 card in your waiting room and exchange them. Choose one of your characters. During this turn, it gets plus 1 level. Then I'm running 1 copy of Taiga as a tech. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, choose up to 1 of your opponent's characters, send it to memory, and then opponent place that character from memory on any slot position of the stage. And when this card becomes reversed, if this card's battle point is level higher than your opponent's level, you may put that character at the bottom of your opponent's deck. So it's a early play bottom decker. Then 3 copies of the Refresh Mew, Big Bath at Luvia's Mansion. When this card is placed on stage from hand, if the number of cards in your deck is 5 or less, return all cards from your waiting room to your deck. If you do, shuffle your deck. Choose one of your characters, and that character gets plus 3,000 power until end opponent's next turn. And then the second effect is pay 2, rest 2 of your character's draw card. Usually you only use it for the first effect to get the refresh. And I'm running 2 1-ups at level 2. A Mew backup. It's a early play punish backup, and I have if the total level of cards in your slot is 3 or higher, this card gets encore, and when this card fights a level 3, so it's level 3 bird, it gets 6 plus 6k. And then I'm running 3 early play stock healer Mews. I just have alternate art because they're foiled. 3 copies of that, and then 4 copies of your finisher Illya. Once the card is placed on stage from your hand, you heal, and the climax combo is experienced. When this card attacks, if you have the climax in your climax area and the total level in your slot is 6 or higher, you can pay 1, discard 2. If you do, perform 2 of the following effects, 1 time in each order. Look up to 2 cards from the top of one's deck, choose up to 2 cards placed on top of their deck in any order, and place the remaining in the waiting room, and then deal 2. Then I'm running 3 copies of the Kuro. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can heal. When this card's battle point becomes reversed, you may return this card to your hand. When this card becomes reversed, you have 2 or more other, weapon or magic characters, and this card battle point is level 3 or lower, you may reverse that character. And then the last 8 cards are the climax cards. 4 copies of this gate trigger for your level 1 combo, and 4 copies of the other gate trigger for your level 3 combo. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, check EncoreDecks.com and the link in the description below to see an overview of this deck build.